With the 35th pick, the Cleveland Browns select Nick Chubb, running back.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday evening to you all out there. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. I know it hit 60 degrees here. My roof was like a waterfall with all the ice and snow coming down. So as it was all melting, thank God, finally we're thawing out a little bit. So I hope that wherever you are, you're also thawing out. Welcome into another draft edition. Jake,
are they already starting? He's already starting.
We got a super chat from Jake. Dude,
hey,
thank you so much, brother. We love you. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but we really, really, very much appreciate that. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Big Jake for the win. Big dubs from Jake, man.
Jake's good dude. Good dude. How we doing, guys? So tonight, another a draft edition. We got our top 7 wide receivers. Okay. Drew said he got his sidewalk cleared. Good.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
Always trade back is here. ATB, man. Happy to be here.
He was mad at you on Twitter earlier. I saw.
He was
not too pleased with what you did in your mock draft 1.0. Make sure you hit that subscribe button with us up on the YouTube and give us a thumbs up. We are going to go through our top 7 wide receivers in this year's class, our early rankings pre-combine. Maybe we'll get back to it after combine, but maybe not. We're just trying to get through as much stuff as we can. So we're going to start our review series today, but we also have got an honorable mention, both of us. I think my honorable mention is my wide receiver 15. I can't remember exactly, but he's just the guy that's further down on my board, but is somebody I wanted to talk about today. So we're going to dive right on into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my list. I'm going to give Bill's list. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 7. And then our honorable mentions, we'll go through all of it. I'll get everything out on the screen. Once everything is out on the screen, we'll start breaking some of it down. So without further ado, let's get this up on the screen. We're down here in this little tiny corner. Are you ready? Here I come.
Let's let it rip.
Here it is. My wide receiver 1 is Carnell Tate from Ohio State. We'll dive into it. It's been that way for a while. For me, number 2, Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. My wide receiver 3, Chris Bell from Louisville, baby. We are coming in scorching hot. Chris Bell from Louisville at number 3. I got Mekhi Lemon from USC as wide receiver 4. My wide receiver 5 in this class, Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. Number 6, Denzel Boston from Washington. And number 7, Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana.
Ooh.
My honorable mention that I want to talk about, it's Ted Hurst from Georgia State.
Oh, you dog.
I love Ted Hurst from Georgia State. So, all right, let's see Bill's list, and we'll dive into it. Here's Bill's rankings. Wide receiver 1 for Bill, Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M. We've only got one player that I believe that is different The order is different, but we've only got one player that's not on my list that's on his list, if I remember correctly. He's got Jordan Tyson at number 2 as well from Arizona State. Number 3, he's got Mekhi Lemon from USC. At number 4, Carnell Tate from Ohio State. Number 5, Chris Bell from Louisville. We both have Denzel Boston as wide receiver in the class.
Yes.
And his number 7 is Malachi Fields from Notre Dame, with his honorable mention, Hollywood Barron Brown.
Hollywood Berrien Brown from LSU. We are going to make this thing happen. And people are probably like, what is he coming up with Hollywood Berrien Brown? It's going to make sense when I talk about the comp. Jacob, let's start with the elephant. And it's Jacob. Yes, put money on Jacob's books. You can do that by subscribing to our YouTube channel. That's how you get money.
Yeah, that's how you put stuff on my commissary account.
Exactly. Let's talk about the elephant in the room right now.
Okay.
Chris Bell as wide receiver 3?
Yeah. Yeah,
you got to stand on business. Tell the people about it.
The thing that you're going to come at me with, most people are going to come at me with, is Chris Bell tore his ACL in November. I don't give a shit. I don't. I flat out do not give a shit about it. I understand why NFL teams and other people will. I don't. I watch Chris Bell. He's A.J. Brown 2.0. I just can't not watch that size speed combination. He's a good route runner, and he's got good speed with the way in terms of like when he's running without the ball. But it's this weird phenomenon with him, man. As soon as that ball touches his hand, there's a gear that he doesn't unlock when he doesn't have the ball in his hand. Like he gets that ball in his hand and he turns up field and he's just fucking gone. He just flies up there. It's like there was a couple of different plays, and I highlighted it in an article. I think I put it in the article. It may have been that one article that I accidentally deleted the video for, and I didn't get to upload it. But there was a couple of times where he ran drag routes for Louisville this year, just like simple drag routes, where he was coming from the right side or from the left side, only within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And there's this one where he comes across and Miller Moss dumps it off to him. And he's got probably 2 or 3 defenders on the right side, 2 or 3 defenders on the left side, including safeties and corners. He turns and just runs straight through all 5 of them, just gone. They all had pursuit angles. They all had good positioning. And at a dude that's what would you say? He's probably going to come in the 220s.
Yeah, I would say right now I'm probably seeing 6'1" and 7/8, probably somewhere between 215 and 225 in that.
I think he gets in the 4.4s. I think he gets in the high 4.4s, and that's stupid. And I want to see his 10-yard split. That's going to be the most important thing for me, that explosiveness, because that's what it is. He gets up to that gear so freaking quick, and it's just he shouldn't move like that, a man of that size. And for me, it's just the freakiness of that size speed combination, and the fact that ACL tears are not death sentences like they used to be.
No, I 100% agree with you on everything, man. Like, this is a guy, he gets up to speed quickly. He's like a freight train. He gets up to speed, and then he looks for people to hit and hurt. You go back and watch the 3-game stretch against Pittsburgh, against Virginia, against Miami.
He said he gave us the money so I could get ramen.
You got to get the commissary, man. They let you out to record in the yard so we can do this. But like, you look at that 3-game stretch versus Pitt, versus Virginia, versus Miami for Louisville, and he had 5 touchdowns in those 3 games, over 430 plus yards in 3 games. He was on a roll. Now, if you look at the rest of the season, it's a little concerning. But if you want to see what Chris Bell can truly be, go back and watch those 3 games, because he looked every bit of an A.J. Brown clone that I've seen. And let me tell you, he's wide receiver 5 for me. And let's not get it twisted. People hear wide receiver 5 and might think that is an issue. All 7 of my wide receivers, except for my honorable mention, all 7 of my wide receivers are in my top 35.
Yeah.
All 7 of these guys.
I was going to say I have to redo my big board. At minimum, they're all in the top 50 for me. all 7 of these guys at minimum.
Yeah. Like I have 15 wide receivers in my top 100 right now. This is going to be a deep wide receiver class. And especially if you can get a guy like Chris Bell on a bit of a discount because of the ACL. Like, yes, I understand there's fears about it. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like he wins with speed or he wins with juice. He wins with power. He wins with quick get up and go and then run through you.
What? Did I lose you?
Can you hear me? I'm here.
All right.
There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Was Denzel Boston held back? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I would.
that offense.
I wouldn't also, and to hit on ATB's point, not just by DeMond Williams, but also by that offense. That offensive scheme felt very deke and dunk. And Denzel Boston's a mid-range crossers, slants, get him the ball in space and take it to the house. But it just felt like they never hit that next gear.
Hey, listen. You remember my David Bell pre-hype? I've grown as an analyst, all right?
Yeah, exactly. In all fairness, everybody had hype on David Bell. I had hype on David Bell. Everybody did.
He just got open and caught the football. Like I knew he wasn't a good athlete, but he got open and caught the football, and I'm like, all right.
Sometimes that's all you need. And you know what? That's why Jordan Tyson makes it as number 2 on both of our lists, because the guy just gets open and he catches the football. This is a guy in Jordan Tyson, when you look at his game and what he's going to be able to bring to an NFL team, if he didn't have the injury concerns, he'd be wide receiver 1 in this class. There is no –
wouldn't even be close.
It wouldn't even be close. We'd be talking about him as a top 5 wide receiver. Top 5 in the class at wide receiver.
Yep.
But just he can play every spot on the field. He wins above the rim in 50-50 balls. He smooth routes, can manipulate leverage very well. And then the best part, his wide receiver coach was Hines Ward, who taught him how to block. Like, he checks every box. It's just the medicals are the most concerning. When you're talking about a knee injury, a collarbone injury, a hamstring injury, a soft tissue injury, the best ability that anyone can ever have is availability. If you're not on the field, you're not helping win. And that's why he sits at 2. Because even with all those injuries, I would still feel comfortable taking him probably somewhere in, I'd say, the teens. I would say if he fell a little bit and the Browns took him at 24, I'd be a happy camper with that.
Yeah. I'd go up and get him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to – okay, let's talk about Casey Concepcion. We're not going to spend too much time about Casey Concepcion because we did do a full video on him that you can find on our YouTube channel where we broke down his game a little bit more in depth. But – Just real quick, Bill, why he's wide receiver 1 for you?
The twitch and the burst that jump off the screen with him, especially through the first 15 yards of his routes, this guy just gets it, right? He can sink his hips beautifully. He's dynamic after the catch. He's got legitimate deep speed. He can stack defenders up. Brings a physical edge that defeats his size. I mean, yes, this is a guy, when you look at him, probably somewhere 5'11", 185 to 195 pounds, probably going to run somewhere in the 4.4 range. He doesn't have the greatest long speed in the world. But when you have the twitch and the burst that he does and the ability to locate in zone coverage, and then, oh, by the way, he can also return punts as a return specialist for you. This guy is a literal easy button on the offense and special teams, and your team needs that. This is a guy, every time I look at him, I see the same things that we saw about Luther Burden last year, who was also my wide receiver 1, that we're seeing about Casey Concepcion. And teams overthought Luther Burden, except for Chicago. And we saw how well that worked out.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out what everybody's laughing about in the comments, but I found it. Just a comment here. Bakai Lemon, best route runner in the draft, probably played in the slot. I do think he's right up there. He might be the best. He might be the best route runner. I do love the idea of Jordan Tyson joining his brother who plays for the Cavs in Cleveland. That would be pretty cool. Jake did say that Pete Smith was his wide receiver coach in high school, so he learned from the best ever. That was what everybody was laughing about in the comments. Bryce Lance, he is in my top 15.
Yes.
He's in there somewhere.
He is
good. He's fun.
Yes. Yes, he is. He just missed my top 100 in terms of my total big board. He would be probably 101, 102.
I get it. I get you don't want your wide receiver returning punts or kickoffs. It's just an added bonus. Added bonus. Can he throw it like Jarvis? Okay, we're getting off the rails here.
Yeah, we're way off the rails. Listen, I think the one thing we've got to talk about is Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana, because there's a lot of buzz around him right now. I've got a few people that have texted me that Omar Cooper Jr. has round 1 grades from teams in the NFL right now. I am not there. I am not on that. And like you and I talked about, and we texted about before the show, I'm not quite there yet with Omar Cooper Jr. just because the small sample size that he has scares the daylights out of me. The simple fact that if you take out one game against Indiana State where he threw for 200 yards or was caught for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, his numbers look a whole lot worse than what they do. His route tree is pretty much, I'm fast, I go far, throw me the ball, which doesn't always work in the NFL. But tell the people why I'm wrong on Omar Cooper Jr.
I'll be honest with you about Omar Cooper Jr. I did not expect him to be there. When I did my rewatch and I did my re-rankings over the past week preparing for this podcast, I did not expect me to – for one, I didn't expect to put him above his teammate Elijah Sherrod. But physically speaking, in terms of athletic ability and tools, they're better. Mm-hmm. He's just got a higher ceiling than Sherrod does. Yep. I think he's a little bit of a better separator, although I will say that Sherrod is 8, so he's not far behind. I've got him at number 8. I'll get you. I see some comments. I'll get you guys' comments. I promise. He turns into a running back with the ball in his hands. When he gets out there in the open field, his ability to shake guys, take good angles, be explosive, run people over. I think he's got a little bit of everything. I know he's got like a compact build. He's not huge, but I think he runs with more power than you think he does. I think he has good tempo and pacing as a route runner. I think he gets in and out of breaks. And the body control, man. I think his body control is outstanding. And I think that's where you really see his ability to separate, his ability to stretch the field, and because he can track the ball and get, adjust to it. Not that Fernando Mendoza made him get, threw him a ton of poor passes. I think he has good contact balance. I think he can absorb hits better than you expect for a guy of his size. I think he can run fast. I think he's one of those hey, he needs a little more seasoning. He needs to refine some things. But there's been flashes of him being able to do everything right. So for me, Omar Cooper is just a guy where I'm betting on the upside a little bit more than anything else. Yeah, he needs to make a little bit of a jump, but I've seen those tools.
Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I don't know what happened. No, I'm with you, man. My biggest thing with Omar Cooper Jr., though, is you look, number one, obviously there's questions about his size, probably going to come in 6 foot, 205. But I just think he's a pure slot guy. I don't see him succeeding on the outside. And his route refinement, the stems are underdeveloped. He relies more on his athletic ability. And when we talk about that, especially in the NFL, and we talk about it a lot with edge rushers, right? Where we have these edge rushers that are super uber athletic guys. But when they get to the league, it doesn't work because now everybody's an uber athletic guy. So what is he going to rely on? And that's my concern for Omar Cooper Jr. is I don't know what he can really hang his hat on outside of the uber athleticism. Yeah, he's got great hands, but you're a wide receiver. You're expected to have great hands because if you don't, you're a bad wide receiver.
There's not a lot of them. I mean, then
This is true. Exhibit A is Jerry Jeudy. This is true.
We've seen that. Hey, I like Denzel Boston. I could see him being a Mike Evans type. I get that. Let's see. Jake says he agrees with Carnell. Wide receiver 1, I see Devontae Adams, fluid route runner, elite body control, ability to separate all 3 levels, knack for winning contested catches. The thing about Carnell Tate, catches everything. That's why he catches everything. No drops this year. He's faster than you think he is. He's not a burner, but he's faster than he thinks he is. Fantastic route runner, natural separator. And for me, the only reason he's above Tyson is because the health. But like, man, I would take Carnell Tate at 6. If they took Carnell Tate at 6, if the Browns did, I would be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
And this is where you and I differ, because I would not take Carnell Tate at 6. And I know Jeff's in the comments calling me an anti-Buckeye guy. No, if I'm taking a wide receiver at 6, I need you to bring something to the table other than being just a Mr. Reliable type, right? In the NFL, we have a lot of those guys, those Mr. Reliable types of guys where, yes, he's going to be always there. He can always make a play. But then after that, what are we hanging our hat on? The fact that he can make a catch? The fact that he can run a route really well? I need you to be able to create, especially if you're in an offense where your quarterback is younger, Tennessee. If you don't have a quarterback at all, Cleveland, New York. If you have a bad quarterback, I need you to be – Jeff, miss me with that, because I've given love to the Buckeyes before. I need wide receivers that are able to create in space. That's why my top 3 is Concepcion, Tyson, and Lemon. What can they all do? Create in space. There is a question about taking too many yak guys and having issues with yak guys if they struggle to catch the ball like Casey Concepcion, or if they don't have the size like Mekhi Lemon. I get it. But if you put a gun to my head today and said you can pick one wide receiver type, is it twitched up, juiced up dudes who can create in space, or Mr. Reliable wide receivers that once they get the ball, that's kind of the end of things? Give me the juiced up dudes, because guess what? They can take 5 yards to 100 yards. And now it's a touchdown.
I mean, but watch how much Carnell Tate threatens the plane vertically. He can be that big play, explosive wide receiver. I know he's not because he gets up to his top speed isn't like Mekhi Lemons or Barian Brown. You know, it's not up there, but he's gonna run at worst in the low 4.5s. Like, man, Bill just wants wide receiver 1 to be Jeremiah Smith, and I respect it. You know what? You know, there's nothing wrong with wanting Jeremiah Smith, like, if we're being completely honest. But to me, it's like Tate threatens at all 3 levels. And he can't, and he separates. That's the thing. Contested catch. A lot of times you get contested catch guys that can't separate, but Tate can. That's like the concern. That's why Boston's at 6, as I worry about some of the separation stuff. Like, phenomenal contested catch player, big body, good speed. Tate is ATB. It's hard to compare to that. It is. It is.
And Tate's probably, if you're wanting solely an X wide receiver, Tate's the best of this class when it comes to that. Like, Tyson can play the X, but he's a better Z, or he's better Y. You know, Concepcion, Lemon, they're probably Zs. Tate's the best X. But how many teams that are picking in that top half of the first round need a true X receiver?
I think, to be honest with you, I think the Giants should take him with Neighbors.
I'm going to push back on that so hard, and I think they should go Mekhi Lemon, because when Wan'Dale Robinson walks,
I forgot that Robinson is a free agent. Yeah, that's a fair point. If they re-signed Robinson, could you do Robinson, Tate, and Neighbors? Like what?
Yes.
Like shit.
It would be hard. It would be hard for Jackson Dart to fail with that.
Well,
like,
other than as long as his offensive line isn't.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but it's very hard to fail. But I mean, if I'm looking at Tate's landing spots, I don't think he lands in Tennessee. I think they pass. The Browns, I've said long and hard, pause, that they need to go offensive tackle at 6 because of this offensive tackle class, and we'll get to that in a later episode.
Yeah.
Maybe I think right now, and this goes for all the wide receivers realistically, and I think the ceiling right now for a wide receiver is maybe 9th to Kansas City. I know we talk about all these wide receivers and Tate and Tyson and Lemon going in this top half of this first round, but I think we're going to see a run on edges and offensive tackles, and teams are going to say, hey, this wide receiver class is much better on the back half. And Todd McShay and the McShay Show, love Todd, and he always talks about it, the combos, right? Would you rather have CeCe Maui Noah and Chris Bell or Carnell Tate and Isaiah World?
Okay, I don't think it'll be that bad, but okay. No, I'm not arguing with your point, but I don't think it would be that bad. But yeah, no, I get the point. I honestly, like, I get it, which it also depends on free agency, because you may trade for a wide receiver and you feel better about that room, which makes you even more convicted on taking one of these tackles.
One of the things
that Dart can't make throws from the blue tent.
That is true. And Jeff says Dart versus the tent weekly. I'm taking the over on the 10. Just saying. But let's add this. Obviously, the Browns have been rumored to be linked to Brandon Ayuk. If they do get Ayuk, it almost feels like it has to be another, because you're going to have Ayuk on one side. You're going to have either Judy or Tillman or some combination on the other side. And then your slot's Isaiah Bond. Man, I would think that they would lean Lemon to upgrade.
Yeah, I mean,
much as
Case says it. Lemon feels like a Monken guy. So does Casey Concepcion. I'm a Carnell Tate truther through and through, so you're never going to get me upset about taking my wide receiver 1. But, like, does Lemon and Casey Concepcion become the Zay Flowers that Todd Monken had? Yeah, I think they do. Real quick, tell me a little bit about Malachi Fields, and we'll hit our honorable mentions real quick as we get out here. We went a little bit long-winded on this as we typically do.
That's what the people love. Listen, Malachi Fields was a guy that I had liked as a day 3 guy, and then he went down to Mobile, and then he showed up and showed out. And on a rewatch, this dude 6'4", 218, just is a contested catch. If it's in his area code, he's coming down with it, whether you want him to or not. My comp for him is pretty lofty, but play style wise, when you see it, this is Brandon Marshall 2.0. You go back and you watch Brandon Marshall with Jay Cutler in Chicago, that's what you're going to get in Malachi Fields. That is the exact comp you're going to see. And for me, I'm all for that. I know that there's a lot more love than we think for Malachi Fields. I've heard he's 34th on my board right now. I've heard there's a high possibility he finds his way into round 1 on Thursday night when we get into April.
Hey, Brian, I get texts from you all the time about your long-windedness. I don't want to hear about that. He will send me a text and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was long-winded." I'm like, "You're fine, dude. Like you're cool. I was just doing something. I wasn't ignoring you." He's like, "I'm sorry, I blew you up like that." I'm like, No. I was trying to pull up my thing real quick. No, I'm with you, man. He's 12 for me. He's not far down that list. But it's definitely like, okay. For me, Ted Hurst, it's almost lights out. Yeah, I got to clean up myself. I love the size and catch radius when it comes to Ted Hurst. And he does. He's really good at ball tracking.
Great. Pause. Pause. Breathe. Ball tracking. Good job.
I know I paused it first too. I even thought about what I was trying to say and I still fucked it up. Like I couldn't even. I was like, what am I trying to say? He tracks the ball really well. Really good. Really good deep threat. Right from a small school. What was he at? 61% career contested catch rate.
Yeah. Jeff is just all over you tonight. He is.
I don't know. Like what I did to Jeff. I shit in his Cheerios today. It must have been the first thing I did this morning because he is just he's just coming for me. He's coming for you. He's coming for me. Ah, damn it.
Pause. That is ball tracking. Jeff's coming. This is off the rails. I'm gonna wrap it up here with my honor. We got to practice safe draft talk here at the channel. Okay. We got to practice safe draft talk here. But listen, my honorable mention is a guy who holds the career record in the SEC for kickoff returned for touchdowns. Let me run that back. The SEC, where it matters more, the kickoff return touchdown leader, Berrien Brown. And I called him Berrien Hollywood Brown, and it'll make sense why. This is a guy a little bit on the smaller side, 5'10", 176, but a true track star. It would not shock me if he runs in Indianapolis and he sets the 40-yard dash record. I am calling that now. He is going to get into the 4.2s. He is going to get there if he runs. And when he does, you can come back to this pod and you can clip this and realize, hey, they were onto something. Because the small size isn't necessarily a detriment. He's explosive in the open field, has the special teams versatility you want, has elite long speed. If you want to take a guy on day 3 who compares very well to Hollywood Brown, which is my comp for Berrien Brown, hence the reason of the Hollywood Berrien Brown's your guy. If you don't want to go KC, if you don't want to go Lemon early because you want to focus on other things, you want to focus on offensive tackle, and day 3 you come back and you get Berrien Brown, that's speed, that's juice, and that's what wins ball games. Boom.
What is Josh? Josh is starting trouble. Oh, he said I'm not going to resurrect EW4.
Hey, if he does, build that man a statue because that's the only reason.
I mean, he would have to be a freaking wizard, Harry. We appreciate you guys very much. Just a programming update. No show tomorrow. Our live regular Brown show will be back on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. So we'll be back Sunday nights at 8 p.m. going forward. This show, our draft show, 8:30 on Tuesdays. And then you're going to get your shorts and some pre-recorded stuff throughout the week. Friday morning, we will drop a film room on or a scouting report episode on Monroe Freeling, who is quickly climbing up my board. He may end up, depending on what happens in the combine in a couple of weeks, I think he may end up tackle 3. For me, he's tackle 4 for me right now, the left tackle from Georgia. We sat down and recorded that, so that'll come out. If you want to hear more of our thoughts on Casey Concepcion, we already dropped that. Go over onto our YouTube channel in the draft tab. I think it's also in the, let me look and make sure I put it in the NFL draft show playlist to make sure I know if it's in there. It is. So it's over there if you want to. I will not drop this up. Don't worry, Jay. It's a rope. It's tethered to my hand. And then next week we'll have profiles. What did we do? Maxie.
We did Max E. Hay Nachor. So Ihe Nachor. So for folks that are trying to remember that, Ihe Nachor, offensive tackle, Max from Arizona State.
And Denzel Boston. So we talked about more in depth about Denzel Boston. So those scouting reports are coming next week as well.
To also clarify before we get out of here, from ATB, Jacob is not in prison. He's filming in the basement at his work. It just
my break
like prison. Yeah.
This is my lunch. This is my lunch break, and so I record on Tuesdays during my lunch break in a basement. I am on a college campus, so it does look like it's in a donut. He confronted Jimmy Haslam and insulted him. He'll be out in about a month. Yeah, yeah. Oh, me. I confronted Jimmy Haslam and assaulted him. I'll be out in about.
We're just gonna make Barking Browns T-shirts that say "Free Jacob" and it's just you in front of that wall, and people are gonna be like, "What'd he do?"
I need to just put something on the wall. We love you guys so much, seriously.
Yes.
And Jake, again, thank you for your generosity. It does not go underappreciated. Thank you for everybody that checks us out. Seriously, we love you. We appreciate you. We get to have the time of our life because you guys tune in. So hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Let's ride it through. Case, go fuck yourself. I'll see you guys next time.
Go Browns.
I don't even know if that deserved it.